Guys, welcome back to the Wall Street Bull. Anthony here. I hope you're all doing well and staying positive out there. It is never a dull and boring moment in crypto, finance, or the stock market. That is why I love doing daily market updates. Now, today is the 24th of July, 2026. This year is flying. It's pretty crazy what's happening. Now, we're going to go through the crypto news, of course, the total crypto market cap, Earn Curve, my spot crypto exchange, the harvest bots. I will, there you go. It's just triggered off some orders as we speak. The harvest bots, I will see if I've got some free capital and I'll get a Dogecoin bot actually set up on this video. Obviously, the harvest bots right here. If you haven't signed up, go to earncurveharvestbots.com. Everything is linked below. We're going to go through, of course, XRP news. That is a given on my channel. I love it. We have Japan's first spot Bitcoin ETF could arrive in 2028. That's a long time away, but at least they're moving forward. Clarity Act moves closer as Goldman Sachs CEO supports the Senate push, which is really, really nice to see that. We have Ripple sees the XRP ledger agentic transactions hitting 10 million mark soon, which is significant. We have BitMEX obviously closing down after a very long time. They started in 2014, obviously been hit with so much legal BS. They just couldn't keep up, but we'll go through that and see what's going on there. Obviously, we've got the Clarity Act expected to miss its window before Congress summer break, which is going to be bad, in my opinion, for crypto. But anyway, then we're going to go to all the news on X. So let's get into it, guys, for this Friday night. Massive shout out and thank you to every single one of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel and, of course, all my social media pages. Thank you very much. If you are new, make sure you smash the subscribe button down there and turn on that little bell notification, because you can see on the channel, I absolutely love documenting my journey with investing with cryptos, dividend stocks, growth stocks, talking about passive income, building financial freedom, and of course, my goal at the end of the day is to build generational wealth. So come along on this insane journey. Also, if you can give this video a thumbs up, watch it straight through, would really help me push this channel out to a lot more people, because the YouTube algorithm is absolute magic when you find, ladies and gentlemen, do that. So make sure you give it a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything. It's down there. Thank you very much. You rock. Also, a little disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own research and due diligence with this stuff. I do not want to see anyone get financially hurt. That is why my number one golden rule is I only invest what I can afford to lose. And yes, we don't like to lose. You can lose money like that in the blink of an eye in crypto and, of course, any other investment. All right, so be careful. Now, formalities are out of the way. Let's just get straight into coin market cap. We do have, of course, $2.21 trillion today, $61 billion in volume. BlackRock sold that $203 million in Bitcoin at market open last night. So thank you, BlackRock. We're still at 36 in fear on the Fear and Greed Index, and we're still at 52 out of 100. Basically still in the middle right here of altcoin season and Bitcoin season. $64,955 US for Bitcoin, Ethereum 1,881, XRP is $1.10, insanely undervalued. We have Solana at $75, Dogecoin at 6 cents, Chainlink sitting at $8, Stellar is at 18 cents, Cardano is at 16 cents, Litecoin sitting at $46, Hedera is at 7 cents, Sui 73 cents. Quant, for me, I love, is $63. It's still going well. XDC, and it's a gem, in my opinion, 2 cents. I've been holding that for years. So there you go for the prices today. Now, Earn Curve, my spot crypto exchange. It's going really, really well. Thank you for those of you that have signed up, registered KYC. If you do KYC, I will apply a 10% discount on your trading. That is to say thank you, because, again, I'm a little exchange, just got started last year, and it's growing really, really nice. And the Harvest Bots, my trading software, is going incredibly well. All the instructions are here on the website. If you have any questions, email me at support and I will get back to you. Just letting everyone know, do not contact me on social media platforms in the comments or in direct messages. I just won't respond. It's too dangerous. There's too many fake accounts and I don't do that. So if anyone's messaging you, it's not me. All right. Anyway, as you can see, my harvest bots, 203 USDT in profit. I did move that back into the bots to keep trading from my virtual sub account. That's how the system works. You don't touch your principal capital. Your principal capital is trading for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, moving your profits into your virtual sub account. That's how it works on grid trading. Really straightforward, and it's really working well. As you can see down here, my Bitcoin bot's up 1.2%. I started that on the 10th of July. XLM is up 17.6%. I started that on the 17th of April. My SUI bot's up 48.7%. I started that on the 5th of April. My Ethereum grid bot's up 26.6%. I started that on the 1st of April. Solana is up 14.3%. I started that on the 1st of April. My XRP bullish grid bot is sitting at 22.1%. And I started that again on the 1st of April. I'm just letting it do its thing. My profits are being moved from my main account into my sub account, compounding it. That's the whole point. You let it trade, let it do its thing, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And let me just open up this now because I do have, I really want to try and set up a Dogecoin bot on this because Dogecoin, of course, is a very, volatile cryptocurrency, being a meme cryptocurrency. So it's really good to trade. Now, let me just open this up for you guys and I'll quickly start this. I do have 100 USDT in there, which again is, essentially 114 USDT. So I'll leave that there. Let me just quickly start the bot. I'm going to go here. I'm going to click Dogecoin investment amount. It does have a minimum. So it's always got a minimum and of course a maximum. I'm going to put this at 100 USDT. I'm going to start this grid bot. Bang. Let's just move it there. That's starting now, as you can see, starting. Let me zoom in right there so you can see it. Come over here. There you go. It's already started placing the grid bots, grid lines for you there. So look at that. It's already got it there. And I've already had some Doge. So again, it's already placing those sell orders for me, which is pretty incredible. There you go. It's all opening up here. Done. So I'm going to leave this and let it trade the markets for me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's how easy it is. Go set it up. All the instructions are there. Once you get this set up, just let it running. And of course, if you wish to increase the capital, you simply come here, it will check your balance and you slide this up and it will readjust the position sizes for you. It's pretty cool. This took me a while to do. But anyway, go check it out. Now, everything's linked below, by the way. XRP price analysts and news, Bitcoin ETFs, ETFs and RLUSD. Again, the XRP price today is down 2.39%. Underperforming a slightly negative market, XRP ETFs pulled nearly $1.47 billion in cumulative inflows through late June, which is a lot. An estimated 200 million to 300 million XRP reached the market every single month. And the Clarity Act still lacks the 60 Senate votes needed to beat the filibuster now. So XRP is down 2.39% today, $1.11. And of course, underperforming a slightly negative market in a session driven primarily by broader macro pressure rather than anything specific to the token itself. And of course, we have the Clarity Act, which we'll get to in a minute. Japan will be getting its first spot Bitcoin ETF in 2028. So that's pretty cool. And Japan may allow its first spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund to list as early as 2028. As regulators change how digital assets are treated under the investment laws, the timeline remains tentative and depends on regulatory, product, and tax reform. So pretty much like Australia, very, very slow. But anyway, Clarity Act moves closer as Goldman Sachs CEO supports the Senate push. Clarity Act now combines the work completed by the Senate Banking and Agriculture Committees. Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon supports advanced the bill despite unresolved policy disputes. Democrats dispute its ethics enforcement, while banking groups still oppose stablecoin rewards rules because they just want their depositors in their banks. So they're fighting for this. The Clarity Act has moved closer to the Senate consideration after lawmakers released updated legislative text on July 22nd this week. Senator Cynthia Lummis said the draft combines work from the Senate Banking and Agriculture Committees. The Banking Committee advanced the measure by a 15-9 vote on May 14th. Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon has also backed the push, although lawmakers still disagree over ethics enforcement and stablecoin rewards. I just don't understand why. Some crypto advocates now describe the enforcement dispute as the final barrier to passage, yet the official statements show that several political and banking objections remain active. Senate leaders must also secure enough support before the chamber can complete action on the bill. The updated Clarity Act merges the Banking Committee's financial oversight provisions with the Agriculture Committee's digital commodities framework. That's a tongue twister. And the Agriculture Committee's previously advanced legislation granting the CFTC new authority over digital commodities markets. So we'll have a listen to Senator Cynthia Lummis for that. XRP Ledger sees agentic transactions hitting 10 million marks soon, which is a lot. Interest in the agentic payments, aka AI, has intensified recently as developers envision a world economy where AI agents autonomously pay for data, computing power, and other digital services. So stay tuned for that. I think that's crazy. BitMEX did announce yesterday that they were shutting down, which is pretty brutal if you ask me, but they're obviously doing that. They've got the withdrawals opened up until September for people to get their capital off, which is pretty bad. But they pioneered the perpetual swap and became the world's #1 crypto exchange, used by millions. It inspired the exchanges that followed, including Bybit and, of course, Binance. Regulators came for them, but the product outlived the backlash. Today, perpetuals are the beating heart of crypto, going legal in more than countries every year. And, of course, it's an end of an era. Respect to the legends who built it. This is from Ben from Bybit, who's a legend, by the way. Go watch some interviews. He's a pretty cool CEO. But it's obviously devastating for the crypto market when this stuff happens. But at least they're giving time. And I believe Arthur Hayes and the executives will be getting some sort of a payout. I'm not entirely sure how, but we'll see what happens with there. And anyway, let's move on to X, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to be a long one today because it's Friday. Thank you to those 11,900 people. You guys absolutely rock. Here is the video on how to set up your spot harvest bots on EarnCurve. Make sure you go check it out. It's really simple, straightforward. All the instructions are there. Let's have a listen to Senator Cynthia Lummis on the Clarity Act.
Because it seems like you're going to have to even make more concessions on the language around ethics to secure the Democrat support, right? Because, look, you had several Democrats yet last night voicing concerns about the updated text, particularly around the bill's enforcement mechanism. That places responsibility on the Attorney General. Is that the issue right now?
That is kind of a bright line. You know, we had worked until there was an impasse with Democrats earlier this month because they want state attorneys general to be able to sue elected officials that are subject to this ethics law. And so that would allow, for example, an attorney general from another state to sue me if they thought I violated the ethics law. So when I ran that by senators, they said, we don't want that. And so this ethics provision is not just applicable to the president and the vice president. It's applicable to every House member, every senator, and every federal judge. So we're trying to not plan legislation around one person who holds one office for the next 2 years, but rather over time that will serve the House, the Senate, the judiciary, and the executive branch in a fair way. The struggle is, of course, a lot of Democrats are absolutely focused on one person, and that's President Trump. So since President Trump actually agreed that he would have the choice to either put his assets in a blind trust or divest of his participation in digital assets and companies that derive revenue from digital assets, somehow that's not enough. I think it's going to be a struggle. Fortunately, Tom Tillis is working with Democrats to continue to try to find a way that they could support the ethics provisions in this bill. But it's hard for me to see it right now because they're so focused on getting a pound of flesh from President Trump.
I mean, do you think so?
I mean, reality, if you listen to that video with Elizabeth Warren, I'm not going to even play it right now, but they hate crypto. It's ridiculous. Anyway, listen to President Trump.
Right. Including crypto. We want to stay in front in crypto. They'd love to take that over. So many other things they'd like to take over. They're highly competitive, if you haven't noticed. And we're leading China and all other countries by a lot in AI and just about every other category, including crypto. We want to stay in front in crypto. They'd love to take that over. so many other things that'd like to take over. They're highly competitive, if you haven't noticed. And we're leading.
I mean, none of this where we are today would be, here without President Trump. It's an absolute fact. Just making everyone aware of that. Now, we'll end up on this, guys, so I don't want this to be a long video, but thank you, Coin Bureau, for this news update. It's pretty cool. But major stock exchanges are now moving toward crypto-style 24-hour trading, and the SEC and Paul Atkins to examine the shift. On September 17th, the SEC will hold a roundtable on a 24-hour trading. Could mean for the US markets. At least 5 major exchanges and trading venues are now involved. New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, the CBOE, London Stock Exchange, and Blue Ocean's ATS, which is pretty incredible. This is going to revolutionize everything for sure. Can't wait for that. And Franklin Templeton says the rise of AI agents could become a killer use for blockchain, with agentic commerce projected to reach $3 to $5 trillion. If we can hold out that long, that's just, facts right now. In Australia, it's getting very hard to hold on to anything at the moment because it's just the economy is absolutely destroyed. Anyway, go join Earn Curve, ladies and gentlemen, and go get a copy of Money Never Sleeps, my book. If you have any questions, email me only on the support link here, and I will get back to you. Have a good night. Have a good weekend, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everyone enjoys themselves. Make sure you have a good night, a good afternoon, and if it's morning, wherever you are in the world, have a double shot espresso for me, all right? Take care of yourselves, guys. Bye.